Hey guys, welcome back to Off the Script podcast, the best bodybuilding podcast out of Birmingham, at least. And today we are here with a returning guest, Josh, as well as my co-host. You guys want to just put a little word in?
What's up, peeps?
Word. Yeah. We were just getting into the topic of off-season, an approach to off-season. And what Josh was talking about just now was basically the approach of off-season, of treating it in like stages of push-up, where you push up to a almost, I guess you could say, like a not fat but slightly.
I would say it's pushing up to a point where you just before the sloppy phase, you know, just before you go to fat fuck.
Yeah,
you're in this phase. You're in this stage where you're the biggest you've been, strongest you've been, but you're not solid muscle. You got a bit of a watery.
It's like that bubbly.
Yeah.
Got that bubbly look to you.
Inflamed.
Exactly. Yeah. There's that inflamed, bubbly, water retainy look that isn't sloppy yet, but it's gonna get sloppy if you carry on. And then what I was saying was, what I found was the best approach for me, which is in my last like off season I had with Patrick, is what we did was holding that instead of, like, most people, they go into a mini cut and they'll start to cut back, and it's like, no, you're wasting precious time. Let your body adapt to that body weight. Because as long as you continue to train, and then at that point, if you start training harder, so you push yourself more, don't push your food, don't push your cardio, push your training. Training is everything. Training is so important. Add more intensity to your training. Your body just naturally recomps itself, but you don't sacrifice anything. You don't even sacrifice body weight at this stage. Your body just naturally goes into this recomposition that could take, depending on your genetics, depending on how much muscle you currently have. Obviously, there's factors that are involved, but it will just naturally recomp over the course of 1 to 4 weeks. That's what I found. I found it, most people would probably be closer to the 4-week mark. But what happens as well as a byproduct is your body starts to get used to the amount of food you're eating. So when it starts utilizing that even more efficiently and effectively, because it's just constantly given that fuel, you're not cutting back on calories, it adapts internally and externally, so that then you can, your appetite will improve whilst your composition improves, which means that by the time you get to the end of this recomp phase, which is no manipulations to food whatsoever in terms of bringing it down or increasing, stabilizing, increasing training intensity. If you have any cardio in, then you keep it the same. But what happens is your body just adapts to that. Your metabolism improves, your appetite will improve as a byproduct. Your physique will start looking better. Then you'll be in a composition which will allow you to push further up in body weight, but your food is going to be in the exact same spot. You're going to be hungrier, and your metabolism is going to be at a point where it's going to need more food. So you can naturally increase your calories and then start to add more size. And then you get to that same stage again, because you only need a small bump in food at that point. You're talking like between 200 to 500 calories, I'd say, depending on the individual. And then once you get to that point, you just stick with that food, see what happens. And then if you do need another small increase at some point, great. But don't feel need to rush it. Off season, you can take it super steady and just be patient. Off season is a great time to be patient. And I feel like a lot of people fail to do that. They jump the gun. They go, oh, I'm getting sloppy, I need to cut. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Just stay here for a bit. Let's see what happens with your body over the next month if you stay where you are. You don't have to see visual progress every single day because the progress is going to come. It's like doing one press up. You're not going to have pecs. Pecs come after doing, press ups over the course of 4 months, not one day. And the same principle when it comes to your body adapting to food, etc., to push up, is if you stay where you are, instead of going, oh, I look like shit, I got to get lean.
Yeah.
Your body will naturally get lean. You just got to suffer a little bit in that, oh, I'm ugly phase before you can actually get that look that you're looking to attain, which is going from the puffy look to the, wow, I'm an off-season bodybuilder look. And what I feel...
Well, it's the same when you cut, right? Because it's the same when you cut, because you always have that skinny fat phase. Because you lose all the fullness, you're left with that little bit of looser skin, you know. So you're in that in-between phase where you're flat as fuck, but you're still carrying that off-season weight as well.
But I do feel like off-season is the one place where people fail to do this.
Yeah.
Because in a prep, all right, in a prep, you can speed things up and you can make progress. It's not going to be detrimental. If you speed up too quickly, it will. However, in an off-season, when you're trying to grow, you know, there are going to be moments where you probably will need to pull your food back if you can't stomach the food. It can happen, you know. Not everyone is built the same. I can only speak from personal experience, things I've done myself, and also things I've done with clients. But that's exactly what I found is like where most people would cut back. If you stay there for a little bit and you're patient with it, it's like you got to wait and see what happens. 2 weeks in the same position to assess what happens, to gather information. If nothing happens in those 2 weeks, try 2 more. What have you got to lose? You got nothing to lose.
It's like just waiting for that cement to dry, isn't it? And harden.
Exactly, mate. That's exactly it. And I feel like a lot of people, out of fear of thinking that staying there or not knowing what's going to happen if they stay there, that's another thing. You know, people try to predict what's going to come, and they know that if they cut calories, they're going to get leaner. But they don't think, well, if I don't cut calories, bump my training intensity up and let my body get accustomed to this weight. Because, I mean, you got to think, all right, if you're moving around at 100K, then your body's naturally going to start adapting to being 100K.
Your body's designed to adapt to whatever stresses you put on it. So give it some time to adapt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like that for me is the perfect off-season blueprint for that I have tried from a personal perspective, and I've also tried with clients. You know,
I'd agree with you. I think that in the past year, I can't remember who I picked up that sort of idea from. It might well have been Patrick or someone along those lines, but it was the idea of taking it in stages, pushing up weight, holding weight. And as your like muscle, you develop actual true muscle tissue. That tissue is going to burn through a shit ton of calories, and you'll lose that fat, you know. And it's just having that confidence and that like not having the ego and just saying, okay, I'm willing to not be lean for a little while, or I'm willing to not be just a fucking water balloon for the rest of the off season, and just taking that time.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like you tend to have two types of people, you know. There's the ones that they keep pushing regardless. And again, you know, that can benefit people. I've seen people who do that and then they do gain a lot of muscle. And then when they strip back, they don't lose any of it. They're genetically predisposed to be able to afford that type of off season where they can just keep on going. Their appetite doesn't give. They end up fat as fuck, but they end up looking ace on stage and winning shit, you know?
Yeah.
You get those people, but a lot of those people, they're not like that. They push up too hard, and then to come down, it's really hard. Then they sacrifice loads of muscle. It's just like a recipe for disaster for most people, you know? But then there's also the people that then when things start slipping a bit, they cut back. And you're like, you prep for the show? You prep for show, what, bro? Like, no, you gotta give it time, man. Patience is a virtue, you know? Yeah. And as much as you need to be patient when it comes to fat loss, you've got to be 10 times more patient when it comes to gaining muscle. You know what you think when you go, I'm a year off season and I'm going to be ace. Well, multiply that by 3 and then you're probably going to get the outcome you expect.
Yeah.
You know, like patience is everything, especially in the sport of bodybuilding. It's unless you've got, you know, genetics which allow you to make leaps and bounds of progress within a short space of time.
Unless you're Keefe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but mate, the motherfucker worked like a horse.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like the progress Keith made is incredible. Incredible.
Insane.
Like, absolutely remarkable. I love him. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He deserves like everything he fucking smashed.
So coming back around to you then, what changed for you since we last spoke? What has happened?
Well, I've retired from bodybuilding.
That's it. Yeah.
Hang on. You semi-retired the last time I spoke to you, though. In between, you sort of went back to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, when we spoke, it was in lockdown, correct?
Yeah, it was about June, maybe.
So then I went through a really tough time in my life. I went through a very difficult time in my life. I was not in a good place, you know. And to kind of get out of that dark place, I thought I got to go all in. But going all in just showed me that I don't really give a fuck about bodybuilding anymore. Like about like making gains, you know. It doesn't interest me. It serves no purpose in my life. I've achieved everything that I could ever want to achieve within the sport of bodybuilding. So it's been a very easy thing for me to hang up the trunks and say I'm never doing this again. I don't feel I need a pro card to consider myself a professional. I feel like I've earned the status of professional with how I've conducted myself and the impact I've had on the industry.
Wow. Okay.
And that's personal for me, you know. And I've seen the impact I've had on so many people, not only for my physique, but because of how I've conducted myself. And that for me is enough for me to go, I'm glad I could have had this impact, but there's far more in life that I want to experience. And there's far more in life that I can achieve. So I'm not going to limit myself to this sport, which no longer makes me happy. And it really doesn't.
Wow. I want to come back around to what you just said, because that's something that just sort of like, for whatever reason, that sort of like clinged on there for me, was you saying for yourself, you have earned the respect and you've earned the title of pro because you've conducted yourself as that. And I think that's a really interesting.
I personally think that, and again, you know, no one in particular springs to mind, but I look at my accolades, you know, and I think, well, I've not only have I, you know, won British titles and that, but I will be remembered for that.
Oh, for sure.
Which I think is very important, you know, actually leaving a mark. I've been recognized as one of the best posers in the world by many people, which is enough for me. I mean, that's great, you know. That's something that I've always wanted to achieve. And I feel like there's a lot of pros who don't conduct themselves in a manner that I would class as professional, because being a professional, I feel, is leading by example. And I don't think they know how to lead by example or what example they want to be. Whereas I feel that even as an amateur, I look at the impact I've had on people through messages, through engagement, through social media platforms, in person, the comments and compliments I've had, not only for my physique, but for my persona as well. And that for me was enough for me to say, I don't need someone to tell me I'm a professional, because I've already done everything I set out to do, which is have an impact, you know, and having an impact is enough for me to say I'm a pro bodybuilder. Because if people all over the world can recognize me for what I was doing, that's enough. And chasing a pro card now would just, for me, it wouldn't do anything for me. I don't think I'd be able to do another prep, but not because I can't do a prep. I've proved that already that I can.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't get my dick hard anymore. And for that reason, it serves no purpose in my life. And if it serves no purpose, I have no reason to do it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Even after all the success that it's brought me and everything it's allowed me to do, I have no problem with starting fresh from zero and building myself from the ground up.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
I just feel like
yeah,
I'm more than a bodybuilder, and the other parts of me, which aren't just physical, I would like to, express now.
You've always come across to me as being, like when I think of you, I never think of you as a bodybuilder. I always think of you as the personality and the persona that you are.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate
that's what I always see. Was there any point then, specifically in the past year, where did you undergo like a full like ego death? Is that what happened? Where you just
I've been going through that for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm a very introspective person. I've always been very curious about life. I consider myself I have a very childlike way of viewing life, and I always ask all the questions. I'm curious about everything, but I've realized I have the intellect to answer them myself as well. So I can kind of sit on my own, analyze a lot of things, and come to a lot of conclusions without anyone having to have any input, which has allowed me to kind of realize that it doesn't mean anything, and that like, if it doesn't.
Every time I have a conversation with you, I end up having like a bit of a head fuck because it makes me think way too much, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, it is true. Like, a lot of people, I think it's important that people do have that sense of childlike
curiosity.
I think that's like super important. And I think
for life,
yeah, that's what gets a lot of things in your life to end up happening. Certainly. Curiosity and going out and exploring
and self-belief and learning from mistakes, going through shit and understanding what you're made of, not shying away from any kind of challenge. If you want it, you go and get it, and that's how it needs to be, regardless of what it may be. And yeah, I've always had this like this very deep kind of mind.
Yeah.
And as I was going through bodybuilding, I was slowly just stripping away parts of myself which were vital for my, I don't know, for me becoming who I am today. And I think what it is as when you're born, and you grow up and you develop, you become a byproduct of your environment and the influences around you. So when you reach adulthood, generally you're not really you're just a byproduct of the influence of everything else. And if you have the ability to look inside yourself and ask yourself who you truly are, then you realize that we're all like onions, and we are actually, the real you is the core. And what the rest is, they're layers of bits of you that have come about because of experiences, people you've interacted with, relationships you've had, the input of your parents, your grandparents, your boss, your colleagues. And what happens is you develop this ego, and your ego isn't actually who you are. Your ego is who everyone tells you are, and who you think you are based off of other people's idea of life. Whereas if you actually start to analyze life from your own perspective with no one else's input, you start to answer questions on your own, which is what finding yourself really means. Is this being able to answer questions without going, how do I do this? How do I do that? Why are you doing that? Why do I have to do this? If you sit on your own and you ask yourself questions, man, you're going to find some answers eventually. And those answers come from you. They don't come from anyone else. And like I said, if you're a curious person, eventually I think this happens. You figure out who the fuck you are. But when you find who the fuck you are, there's a level of just, I can't explain. Like, it's a combination of just ultimate happiness, peace, self-belief, confidence. Like, I think a lack of confidence comes from not knowing who you are. You don't know what you're capable of. So how are you supposed to be confident? You walk into a room, you don't know you don't know what's going to present itself to you, and you don't know what you're capable of. So how are you going to be confident? You only ever confident in a situation when you know what you're capable of, you know? So like, yeah. Oh man, it's got deep.
Jermaine's on cloud 9 now.
Held back on these.
He's gone. You look like the bad guy from Hot Fuzz, Jermaine.
Just give me like a few minutes of Joe. You talk. I'm just trying to process that.
First of all, Jermaine, I'm loving the hood because you look like the bad guy from Hot Fuzz.
Thank you. That's what I was going for today. The greater good.
The one thing I was going to ask was, are you like, do you not care about? It's not in a just asking, like, are you bothered about what your physique turns to? Are you going to deliberately try and maintain what you have? Are you going to deliberately try and maintain what you have, or you maintain whatever you have based off of the next steps that you go for?
My physique will.
So if you tear a quad or something, will you care?
My physique will be what I want it to be. Like I create my own self, you know? Like bodybuilding's allowed me to be able to take total control of every aspect of me. Like I know about nutrition, I know about training, I know how to create my perfect physique. I've got my perfect physique. One of the reasons I don't need to pursue bodybuilding anymore, because I've reached the pinnacle of my own idea of perfection.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, you know, it really depends, because I'm not attached to my physique. I know I can look however I want, whenever I want. So right now I'm like 92K. I'm lean. I got abs. I got deep lines in my legs. I look sexy as fuck. I'm thinking of doing an Ironman next year. So I probably I might drop down to like 70 odd K.
Wow.
But then if I wanted to go back up to 90K, just eat more food and train. And I'm fucking.
I still reckon you'll have the quads at 70 kilos.
Oh, mate, the quads ain't going nowhere. I tried donating. I was going to donate them to charity, but
that's going to be 40 kilos of you for sure. It's going to take up most of it.
But yeah, man, I like looking how I look.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to turn into a fat fuck small bodybuilder. This is something that I wanted to show people as well, is that you don't have to be part of the fitness industry to look the way you want to look.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fitness industry traps so many people because everyone starts becoming who they think everyone wants them to be. You know, you remove yourself.
It's probably the worst industry on the planet.
It's toxic as fuck.
For judgment Certainly. Of you and judging yourself as a result of that.
Certainly, man. And you know, it's a horrible place to be stuck. It's a trap that most people can never get out of. Yeah. You know, and like I said, if I want to look like, mate, I could look like I could look like a professional 212 bodybuilder and not be a bodybuilder because I want to. Yeah. I don't want that. What I'm saying is, I don't have to be a bodybuilder and compete for that to be a reality. Yeah. You know?
Wow. That's something interesting for me, because like I always think the one thing that I want to make sure of, like once I'm done with this bodybuilding stuff, is that by the time I'm 50, I still look like I'm fucking 30 years old if I can. Like I want to be a stud in my old age. Like I want to look fucking like I want to be that guy when I grow up and where all my health is sorted.
Just don't abuse gear. Yeah. Don't abuse the sport. Yeah. If you want to be that person, you can't abuse the sport. Yeah. And one of the reasons I stopped was because I realized you gotta be unhealthy to get massive, you know? Yeah. Like, I mean, I say unhealthy, like I wasn't unhealthy, but like now I'm super healthy, where before I wasn't super healthy. Do you know what I mean?
That is the one thing that's like, because this is something that always comes up and it's a constant question. And I must get asked this every other day, is Jermaine, when you're hopping on gear. And that is what, in some ways, this sport has come down to, because that is, to me, the average question that I will always be asked. Mm-hmm. So it's now something that is always playing in my head. But at the same time, I think because of that, like overriding thought in my head that I do want to remain healthy, And seeing someone like Joe, for example, with like some of the health stuff he goes through
Not
obviously
really.
no fault of his own, you know?
Yeah.
It makes me feel a lot more, it makes me feel blessed for the health that I do have. And it does make me want to maintain that to the best of my ability, you know?
And, you know, it's not only, mate, it's not only your physical health, it's the psychological effects that has on you. And that's something that I think is very, not enough people talk about this, man. You know, it's like, you don't even realize, like you won't realize how much of a cunt you are when you're on gear, because you won't allow yourself to realize. And then and then like all the certain things that go through your mind, which you're like, oh, maybe it's just me. And then you realize that they're a byproduct. They are a side effect of the fact that you are altering your hormone balance. You are playing with your hormones, hormone. Like women have their period and they go loopy. Why? Hormones.
Yeah.
Guys go on gear. Women go on gear.
It's the same shit with, I have this conversation a lot with girls, right? The whole thing of, okay, it's completely fine for girls to hop on. Basically, that's what they're doing. Like they'll take medication, contraception stuff, and they're basically just being prescribed gear by a doctor at the age of 16.
Well, it is hormone manipulation, so you don't get, you know, a baby in your belly.
Yeah. There's no way. But at the same time, there's obviously no way that in the long run can do you any benefit.
Certainly not. It's like, you know, it's like if someone says, oh, I'd be on contraception for 6 years. You're like, fuck me, you need a break, son. And they're like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, no, it's not. Because
not even someone on TRT is going to do that realistically. Like,
this is the thing. It's like, it's all, anything that manipulates your body's natural cycle, whether you're a male or female, your natural hormone balance, should we say, is not good for you in the long run. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking of women.
We're talking about periods and how women get all fucking crazy when they're on.
And when they're not.
Apparently we don't help. You know?
We can't help you. You're too fucking stubborn.
Oh dear. I second
that.
Anyway, coming back around to it.
Come flying and hit me in the face now.
Coming back around to it. So now that you are out of the game, like you've escaped Jigsaw's prison.
Yes.
And you're out. You're free. Are you still like dipping your toes in the water in terms of coaching and stuff like that?
I know. I'd give all my clients to my brother.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'd stop coaching him completely.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
No, seriously, I don't coach anymore.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't want anything to do with bodybuilding. Yeah. Like in terms of like I can't.
I get it, but
how can I offer someone a service that I'm not passionate about anymore?
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Like what? To get money? Like fuck that shit, man. If it doesn't set my soul on fire, it serves me no purpose. It doesn't. I'd rather be poor and happy than rich and dealing with people I don't want to deal with because their goals are not matching what I kind of want to help them achieve, you know?
Wow. That was something that I was thinking about because I was like, holy shit. Well, if he stopped bodybuilding entirely, does that mean that stopped as well? So that is actually the case. So what are you doing now then? Like, what is your calling in life? Have you found it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a secret. No, man, if I'm honest with you. So I've invested more time in my music.
Fuck yeah.
Because my true passion is music. I actually analyzed the other day what actually caused me to love bodybuilding so much. And it was the fact that I got to express myself with music. I got to take music and I got to be the physical expression of the beauty that I was listening to.
Yeah.
I got to expand on it, you know?
See, that's that's almost the reverse of me, because the whole reason almost I got into bodybuilding was my love for music and being on stage and doing musicals and performing arts and stuff like that. That's where that came from for me. So I was like, I want to get back. Like, I like training and I want to get back on the stage and put on the show, you know? and have that music and stuff like that. So I 100% understand that. So it's just a flip, really, isn't it? Like
I've always been able to play the guitar, piano, sing, all this shit. And I've never invested any time into it because, I've never had time to, because I've been so focused. I'm a very intense person. I'm extremely intense. And when I want something, I'm either infinite percent or nothing. You know, I either go all in completely or I don't. And kind of, there's a lot of things that took a back seat because of bodybuilding, which I'm now reinvesting in. One of them being my relationships as well. My relationships with my family have improved.
Oh,
there was a massive imbalance within my life because of bodybuilding. I was a selfish, egotistical cunt. And, you know, I was really nice. I've always been a nice person. But when you're selfish, you can still be nice and neglect certain things.
Yeah.
You know, without even realizing you're doing that. So like I've improved my relationships with my whole family, my relationships with my friends. I've started investing more into me, not in my body as such, into me. I look after my health. I run, I train, but I'm investing in Joshua. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you love doing? Hiking, walking, music, you know, all that epic shit, man. So most of my time is going into my music at the moment, because that's something I actually really want to pursue. I do want to pursue that. And, you know, I proved to myself with bodybuilding that I can be as epic as I want at anything I've got passion for. So I'm just going to kind of do the same.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You might not have an answer to that, and that's fair enough, but where do you see yourself?
Happy, man. Just happy living life.
Yeah.
Happy living life, bro. Like I've designed the perfect life for myself.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have been able to do so, but I believe anyone can, if I'm honest. I truly believe anyone can have their perfect life. It's just a matter of having balls and brains. Balls to make the decisions most people don't, and brains to be able to get yourself out of the situations that you put yourself in at times, you know?
Yeah.
And as long as you've got balls, brains, and self-belief, you can do whatever the fuck you want in life. You are a limitless individual. Because as long as you get to know who you are and you figure out your passion, anything you're passionate about, you will naturally be great at.
Yeah.
If you are willing to invest the time, you are willing to work hard, you have the intellect to follow, you will be great at anything you have a true passion for. Most people don't know their passion, man. You know, most people chase things because other people do. It's a weird one. But that's why I don't do anything that I'm not passionate about, because it doesn't. Life is about living. It's not about getting money and making sure you don't lose your house. That's not living, man.
Yeah.
Living is going, this is what I love. And whatever circumstances I have to put myself in to make sure that I can live the life I want to live and do the shit I love, that's what I'm going to do, because eventually I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like if it took, imagine, you know, if you had to be fucking, like I've been in shitty situations myself, you know, but I was like, it'll be fine one day. Like, don't worry about now.
Yeah.
Think about the reason you're doing this. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to be? That should be your driving force in anything you do. Not the, you know, you focus on the discomfort that pursuing greatness is going to give you, or pursuing your passion. If you focus on the discomfort, it's always going to put you off.
Yeah.
You know, discomfort is natural. It's inevitable in life, but it's also uncomfortable working a job you don't want to work. It's also uncomfortable being in a shitty relationship you don't want to be in.
So which do you want to do?
It's also uncomfortable being a fat fuck in your house that can't look himself in the mirror because he hates himself.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. I don't choose that discomfort. I choose the discomfort of actual working hard. And when you work with passion, it's not fucking work.
Yeah.
It's not hard work. It's just enjoyment. Yeah. You can enjoy a journey. When you got to go to work at 9 to 5 and you fucking hate it there, you're not enjoying the journey of your life. You know, you're suffering through life, but in a really shitty way, because there's no enjoyment that comes from it.
Yeah. After the conversation we had, like just before the start of this podcast.
Sorry, I go so deep, man. I can't.
Of course. Yeah. No, this is what this is about.
It's just,
you know,
I'm so passionate about helping people see the wood for the trees.
Yeah.
And like, trying to help people open their minds to the fact they don't have to stick in that job just because it gives them a wage. Like, don't worry about the wage. The money will come. Like, you will be sorted. You just got to believe in yourself. If you got to go through some shitty circumstances for a little bit to improve your life, it's fucking worth it. You know, not driving a car that costs you £500 a month. Instead, buying a banger that costs you £200 and running around with that. Fuck what everyone thinks. What are they gonna think when you're driving the Lambo you wanted because you made it? Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's like what we talked about just before start this podcast with my situation. What this past month has made me realize is that I just seeing the light through at the end of the tunnel makes the rest of it a breeze. Like just doing the do and getting on with it and seeing the end result and seeing what could be does make all the difference. Whatever that is, you know, whether that's you in a bodybuilding prep wanting to, you know, win a show or a pro show, whatever, or whether it's, you know, success in music, like it's seeing that sort of having that vision.
Certainly, man. That's the thing. You've got to have vision. If you don't have vision, then you can't visualize the process that's going to get you where you want to be.
Yeah.
If all you can think about is like, it's wishful thinking. I wish I was there. I wish I was there. Well, fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, why are you limiting yourself?
Yeah.
Most people limit themselves. Everyone who has a limit, it's their own limit.
Yeah.
You know, like just because someone says, for example, if I said, I want to be a musician, and someone says, my friend did that, he was really good, but he never got anywhere. I'll be like, but your friend's not me. Like, why the fuck do I care about your friend?
Why are you telling me this?
I don't even care about your friend. I don't know your friend. Like, I'm me. I know what I'm capable of. And it's self-belief as well. Knowing what you're fucking capable of, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing that you can get through anything. Knowing your own strength so that you can push through whatever adversity comes your way. And that's the thing. Adversity, challenges, they're an opportunity to figure out who the fuck you are. How fun is that? How fun is that? You're on a journey of understanding yourself, and that difficult shit helps you figure that out. So why wouldn't you want to do difficult shit? Oh no, but it's really hard. It's like, oh well, you're weak. Like, don't be so weak. Yeah. Don't be so fucking naive to think that this is all that life has to offer. What do you want? This. Go and get it. You want to get to the top mountain? Walk up the fucking mountain. Standing at the bottom and hoping you were at the top ain't gonna get you to the fucking top.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Stop waiting. Just get to it.
There's no time better than today to start doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And the thing is, it's not about doing whatever the fuck you want to do at the expense of others. That's called being a fucking cunt. All right? What it's about expressing unconditional support for every single other person that exists, because we're all the same. We're all just human beings trying to get by and trying to get to where we want to go. When you understand that, you stop, you can't be jealous about people. You can't, because you create your own fucking life.
Yeah.
Jealousy is a reflection of something you're unhappy about yourself. So when you start feeling jealous about someone, ask yourself, what's wrong with me for me to feel this way? Because if you're actually happy with who you are and the shit you're doing, you don't feel jealousy. You don't feel envy.
Yeah.
You don't really feel any bad shit if you're truly happy within yourself. You know, how can someone else make you feel bad if you're actually really happy inside? Well, you can't extract something from you that isn't in you, when they can't put something in you that you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Speaking of that, Joe,
boys, this is too deep.
Yeah, sorry about
that. I'm trying to just keep pace with this.
I don't know if we can, boys.
Yeah, it's quick, bro. It's flying by.
I can't help it.
No, it's good. The viewers can rewind it as many times as they want. Just listen to that.
They want to stop after. They mean, like, this is too much. Like, what the fuck have I got myself into? It's like therapy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What did you want to ask, Jermaine?
I was gonna say, like, I asked Josh, like, where does he see himself in 5 years, and he said happiness. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is that it? I mean, and the question, I guess, comes back to Josh. Like, is that the only answer? Is happiness the only answer?
No, it's not the only answer. I know exactly. I know exactly where I want to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
I have a vision, man. I don't. You got to know where you're going to be able to put together. You know.
Does but does that goal and that one thing and getting there, does that equal happiness?
Certainly. The whole journey equals happiness, though.
Yeah. That's true.
Know? But the destination is a goal. That's all it is. There is no destination. Like in 5 years. Well, in 5 years, there's going to be 5 more years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like you got to focus on the journey because it's all you got. You haven't got a destination really. You got goals you want to achieve. And when you get there, you need more to carry on having that epic fucking life you had to get to that 5-year goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a destination. Life isn't a destination. It's
fuck. I don't need a therapy session at all. I don't need to pay for shit. I've got Josh right here. He's looking after me.
Mate. Well, that's the thing. I am life coaching now. That's what I am doing as like a job. Yeah.
So digging into that, how is that going, and how has that changed off of the back of you retiring? Then
it's gone very well. I'm very happy because I get to invest in something I'm passionate about. Helping people live a happy, fulfilled life is all I really give a fuck about. Because it's what makes me the happiest. Like I have reached my ultimate happy place and I know how to get there. I know how anyone can get there. So if I can help someone feel as good as I feel, that makes me feel even better. Giving is the true key to happiness, not taking.
Yeah. Shit, boys.
I know.
So I had some like nice non-related bodybuilding questions as well. So
good.
Yeah.
How deep do you boys want to go? How long have you got?
Hang on, wait, right. So I really want to know this.
Yes.
So if you could go back in time or to the future, now let's keep it back in time and see one historical event take place, what would it be and why?
My birth, because I'm awesome.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that as well.
What, the actual birth or the contraception?
Me just coming out, I'd be like, fuck yes. He has arrived. Nah, man, if I could... Fuck me.
Shit. Okay.
If I could go back and see one historical event, oh man, that's a difficult question. There's a lot of epic shit that's happened in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? I'd like to know what it felt like to be a Jew when Hitler was reigning. For real. Like, I
we unpack that? Sorry, yeah. Can we unpack that? Can we have some context? Because Joe is
like that level of uncertainty, discomfort, fear. Like, how must it feel to be in a position where you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen any minute, and I don't know, just experience that side of the.
Do you think that by doing that and experiencing, I guess, is that, what would you call that? Like ultimate what? Like
hell?
Yeah, like despair. Like what?
I'd like to know how I would react in that situation. I would like to be in that position.
Yeah, it's an experience thing, isn't it?
Yeah, to know how I would react, because I'm curious to see what I would do. Because you can think about it, but you don't know until you've done it, you see.
Yeah.
I like to put myself in that position where, it's a fucking scary place to be, and watch how I react to it. I'd be very interested to see how I respond.
Wow. I'm just imagining Josh's massive legs running around the streets of Warsaw like a pianist now. Fucking living off like an old baked potato or something like that.
Fuck. That I did not expect that. Josh, that was honestly the most unexpected thing you could have said. Wow.
Full of secrets, boys.
What about you?
If I could choose a moment in history, I wonder if it'd be something like maybe the moment the first fucking caveman discovered fire.
That'd be an epic celebration.
That is, yeah. That's like I guess, in human history, that is almost like the most important moments, right?
Fucking right.
That's human evolution. That is the moment we discovered technology. That's it. That's human. That's everything leading up to now.
Discovered an element. He could create an element.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's like, boom. I'm magic. I'm magician.
Imagine him showing that to all his fucking ugly loincloth wearing
like
cavemen.
David Blaine to all of us cunts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the first caveman was the original David Blaine.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
For real.
Yeah.
What am I going to say? I'm saying, I'm saying it's got to be the pyramids, man.
What, to see what actually happened? See if there was aliens above them?
I mean, see, this is what I mean, though. Like, you start talking about this, and I'm like, fucking hell, boys.
Because
so many different places.
I don't think I'd end up going back to ancient Egypt if I saw the pyramids being built. I think this would be some shit like fucking years ago, millions of years ago.
I would want to see. I would want to see what the fuck they were actually worshipping. I'd want to know. I would want to know if all those people who everyone calls crazy,
well, like Prometheus,
almost, yeah. I want to know if all the people who call all those like what are they called? Like this, yeah. I want to know if they're actually crazy or if they're fucking onto something.
Mate, but what if, all right, these cunts were just, they were like taking some mad psychedelics, going to the other dimension.
It could just be on DMT.
Meeting these motherfuckers, coming back with information, knowledge, and then be like, guys, look, all right, we're not allowed to tell anyone, so we can't draw on the walls, but we're going to make these fucking epic tank machine things that are going to lift these motherfucking bricks up.
Yeah.
How to do it. But then we got to destroy them all before anyone finds out.
It's like we're going to eat all the crisps.
They thought about it that far ahead.
They were told, they were like, the guy, he told me, he's got a big fucking face like this, looks like a dog, right? There's another one, he's like a fucking raven. Yeah. Apparently, he does something with that big ball of fire in the sky. So maybe that's it. All right, sorted. So that's the god of the fucking sun, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they did it, man.
That's the thing. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Hey, I've asked myself these questions.
Yeah, I can tell. This world is like it kind of. Do you know what? I need to go and have a piss and think about my life. I'll be back in a second.
All right.
Shit. Sake.
The druid has left the building.
Literally.
No.
What questions did you have?
Oh yeah. So one of them is. See, I don't know how this will apply to you because of the way you live your life, but if you had 3 immediate respawns, what sort of experiences would you want to have, knowing that you can just bounce straight back from it? No problem.
Well, if I'm honest, all right, so I'd want to experience something that causes me instant death.
Yep.
To experience death.
I said this. I said
probably.
Swimming with great white sharks or something.
No, but you know, I'd probably like get a plane and like crash into the side of a mountain at full speed or something.
Yeah.
And see like what happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's gonna suck, like it's gonna hurt, but fuck it. Like I get to come back and I'm gonna be fine. So I'd probably do that. I'd probably do something super illegal and then top myself. You know?
See, I said that as well. This is what I said to Katie, right?
What?
I want to use one of the lifelines to be a prolific serial killer and see how long I can get away with it for.
See what it feels like.
What the fuck? Yeah. What was the question?
It was a fucking... No, it was a good question.
If you had 3 respawns, what sort of crazy shit would you do?
It's a great question. Like, whoever thought this question.
So you go on the Grand Theft Auto spree in real life.
And then you just pop up in the hospital, like in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh fuck.
You're like, oh, they took some of my money, and
that's it.
I haven't got my gun anymore. Fuck. Oh well.
Go up and punch a woman, and that's it. Back to it.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
You'd have to experience death.
Yeah.
Just doing really illegal shit that you really shouldn't do. I probably wouldn't hurt anyone. I probably wouldn't like stab anyone. I don't think I need to do that.
You just made me feel like shit now.
And a third respawn. But then you have to die to have a respawn.
Yeah.
So are you saying like what 3 death experiences?
After the third respawn, that's you're back to living like your life again.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'd probably get a sex change then to see what it feels like. Yeah. Fuck it.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
You know, you're like, you get to experience death. You get to experience doing the worst kind of shit you can do. And you get to experience being a woman. And then you go through the rest of your life, never having those questions again. Pretty sound, that is to me.
That's pretty good. For me, I'm not going to go and punch the woman outside the hospital or stab someone.
Hang on. Why are we assuming my serial killer weapon of choice was a knife?
Well, it's probably
you look like a knife guy.
Probably. Well, it's probably the only thing. Well, when I think of Grand Theft Auto, you still have the knife, don't you?
And then I'm thinking, where the fuck's this cunt gonna get an Uzi from? You know what I mean? Like,
I can't exactly see Joe going into a gang hideout and just taking a bunch of fucking guns.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, I'd. What would I do? You have to wait. Just to clarify, so you have 3 respawns. There's no time limits or anything, right?
It's just like you get to do one thing.
So you get to do one. You get to do one dumb as fuck thing per respawn, and then you're back.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like I said, like go swimming in the wild with great white sharks or some shit, or try and go down
I definitely,
below the seabed or something like that.
No, that's a good one.
I definitely chance it and get in a fist fight with a bear.
Be like Jonah and the whale, man, just fucking living inside a whale.
Legit.
That's a wild one. Well, you wouldn't be living, would you? You definitely respawn after that.
Who knows? Has anybody tested it? This is what the respawn's for.
You definitely dying. Have you seen those things explode when they die on beach? You're dead.
That's actually someone just forcing their way out of the whale.
You just Superman out the whale. Fuck's sake.
Right. Fighting a bear is a good one. I mean,
I'd
be interested to see how fucking much a bear hurts.
Yeah.
It just goes, bah, and you're like,
face gone.
I wish I never started this one.
What would be the setup for fighting a bear? Are we talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator or what?
It would be. You know what?
See it on a hill.
Bro,
I'd make it. I'll just do it for the comedic value. I'd make sure.
Do you know how tall brown bears can be?
Yeah.
So
12 feet.
12 foot. So
I'd wait up, right? I'd wait up in a tree, high up in a tree, with a ghillie suit on, so you can see me.
You need one with your hair like that, bro.
Yeah. And then I'll dye it. I'll dye it green. And then I'll wait. The bear will come over. I'll bait it over to the tree, and I'll jump on top of it, and we'll play like Buckaroo, like one of the fucking playground. Right? See how long I can stay on.
Hey, have you seen what's the film? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where he gets fucking just mauled by a bear.
What's it called?
You want to see what happens to you if you fuck with a bear? He didn't have a good time.
The Revenant, right? Yeah.
That's the
yeah, Revenant, yeah. So I'd do that. That's one of my lives. A little one of my lives.
Fucking hell.
Right. So my next life will be. I'd definitely go to space, and I'd just fucking eject myself into space.
Inject yourself into space.
Yeah, just so there's a frozen me just floating around the cosmos.
I mean, make your mark on the universe.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm thinking. I'll make my mark on the universe, and as I die,
it's leaving your mark in the universe.
Yeah, and I can see the universe for that like 5 seconds before my eyes explode, so clearly, like no one else ever has.
Rick and Morty.
Huh?
Like a scene of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah.
Eyes pop, just the whole me free.
And you're fucked.
Whatever. Yeah, so I do that. My third one. What would my third one be? Oh, it is so easy just to say murder spree, but I'm not going to say that.
You can join me.
Absolutely not.
They'll never catch us.
Tag team murders, like.
What would you call that? What would you call us?
Off the script killers.
The off the script killers.
That's very original, Josh. Your creativity left you from.
I know, it just exploded out of my brain.
Yeah.
My third one would be I definitely just absolutely bomb as much DMT as humanly possible.
Mate, after 2, it's hard to take a third hit, and then you're gone. Bro.
Well, that's the thing. I definitely try and take as many as possible.
Just bait it.
Do you know what? I'd get the shaman to put me in a basically
coma via DMT.
I want to see if there is actually anything on that side that I can take.
I don't think you can go past that side though.
Can you not?
No.
What if because what I'm thinking is getting one of those, the big like Zorb things that you have.
I'm going for a piss.
Like the big Zorb things, right?
Yes. Fill that.
I just absolutely hotbox the shit out of that with DMT.
Mate, but you can't. Like, you take 3 hits and you're fucking gone into hyperspace.
I want to see. Yeah, what? But will that do anything else? Would that not do anything else, do you think? Would that not give me a little bit more?
You can't. You're not you anymore.
That's true. But I do want to die at least because I got a respawn. So I may as well just.
I don't think you can overdose on it though. Like once you got there, you're on the other side and that's that. You're just chilling.
Shit.
And then you're there for like 4 weeks. At least it feels like 4 weeks.
Then can I do something? How could I change this so it's a bit more of a better way to go? I wonder if it'd make it any different if I did it while I was skydiving. How about that?
That's such a bad idea.
Oh fuck! No, I'd definitely do that. Joe,
what's up? What? What?
Oh shit! I'm crying. I'm actually crying.
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah, I'd definitely do that. That'll be my other one. That'll be it. Definitely.
Oh, that would be an epic way to go, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like,
would you come back though? Like, what would happen then?
I don't even come back. Hang on. I don't even come back from that. I just died.
What happened?
Oh, mate, he's taking DMT, jumping out of an airplane.
Yeah, definitely.
I
wouldn't even.
Hey, what you do? You stand at the door and you go. You take the second one, you're holding it, and just before you're about to leave the earth, you're like, you take that third hit and just roll.
Just fall out the back of it. Yeah.
You jump out, and your spirit would leave, so you'd see yourself falling towards Earth.
Oh fuck! You just see your own body hit the ground.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I think so.
Interesting as fuck.
I think so. And like that is a good question. After something like that, do I even return back to life? Do I even get my third?
Or do you just stay there?
Did you become the plane?
Do I just become an astral projection?
An asteroid. You've turned into an asteroid.
Are you just in the other dimension forever?
I'm just in the DMT dimension.
Hey, you got something on your camera?
Me?
But it looks like your room is smoky as fuck.
It is, man. He's hotboxing.
He's hotboxing that DMT
with a fucking doink. Yeah.
Got his Zorb ready.
I think it's because I've got a new camera. I'm still.
Have you got the plastic on it still or something?
There is something on it, but I don't know if that'll make a difference. We'll see. Does that make a difference?
No.
Yeah, that makes a fucking difference.
Okay, we'll go with that.
A little bit.
A little bit of a difference. Yeah, I think it might have just been the light refracting.
I think Okay.
Okay, yeah. But that's my way. So I've got
Bear fighting.
bear fight, DMT base jumping or some shit.
Just combine those two.
Like your bears fall out the sky, high as fuck on DMT. Yeah, yeah. What was the other one? The second one.
There was another one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was the second one?
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Aeroplane crash. No, that was yours, Josh.
No.
The side of a fucking mountain.
I had ghillie suit bear wrestling.
Oh yeah. So
ghillie suit bear wrestling, DMT.
jumping from the sky. How much DMT can you take? And then you've like added the plane jumper into that.
But but there was another one I said before that. It wasn't stabbing a woman outside of like a fucking. I can't remember what it was.
Stealing a Snickers from Asda.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Match attack cards.
I'd like to do all of these at the same time if possible.
What? That's one life gone.
No. I'd do that one experience and take all the 3 lives at once, and then go off in my astral projection into space.
You're gone then, son. There's no coming
finished. You become a god. It's amazing. Your ascendance to God.
That's not a bad outcome.
That's a pretty good way of going, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, do you hear about this guy? He fought a bear flying down from the sky. Yeah, you know.
High on DMT after he stole a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stabbed the woman outside of Queen.
Queen of Business go forever. You got to be fucking someone at the same time. Fucking someone through Asda while you're fighting a bear.
See, I was going to go pure filth and just say, fucking the bear.
Oh, no. I'm high on DMT, but I'm not that high.
So you got someone just resting on your old boy.
Blonde or brunette, Jermaine?
You're not even touching them. They're just hanging there with their legs.
All right.
You're fighting the bear like this. You got your DMT pen in this hand. Yep, that's the one. And you got Snickers in your pocket.
Slipping the jab.
Yeah. Just before I hit the ground, I'll just take a bite out of the Snickers bar, and that's it.
It's because you're not you when you're hungry, Jermaine.
What a
I outdid myself there.
That was impressive, mate. I'm
oh wow,
impressed.
You've outdone yourself.
That was impressive.
Yeah, that is me when I haven't had a Snickers bar. Yeah, don't fuck with me. Right, so next fucking question. Let's move on.
The rest are all bodybuilding, so it's like we'll just.
You're more than welcome to go into bodybuilding if you want. I mean, it's a bodybuilding podcast.
We've answered most of them though.
We've gone deep as.
I mean, I want to know, like.
Have you ever seen?
No, if you could like live your life back in an ancient civilization, which would it be?
Oh,
it's like I've always liked the idea of like being Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
That's fucking good. I like
just
that one
living away from everything.
And,
no bullshit.
Finding inner self and peace.
Probably the Mayans.
Mayans is
yeah.
Fucking Atlantis was a real place. Was that?
See, I was thinking about this, right?
I want to see Atlantis sink.
That would be impressive.
That'd be wild.
I mean, it's like I don't think I have a preference. Like I don't know when I would go. You know, it's like
Romans, Greeks. You know,
it's like there's so much that you'd want to see. It's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd all.
Imagine fighting in the Colosseum. Imagine that.
Wow.
It's just me in there in the pit with a lion just boxing it while
that bear. There you go.
That's why I ended up after I hit the DMT pen.
Fuck. God, this has gone off the rails, man.
Yeah. I definitely
had one bodybuilding question.
Okay.
So, who's the most underrated Mr. Olympia?
I feel like it might
underrated as in someone who's won the Olympia and is underrated.
Yeah. We can just do bodybuilder if you want, but
I think for my generation, like for our generation, Joe and Josh, I guess, I think maybe Lee Haney, because I never hear people talk about Lee Haney.
As far as Mr. Olympias go, yeah, probably.
He
him
was
or
the
Samir.
first.
Him or Samir for me.
Yeah, him or Samir. Samir as well is another good one.
But bodybuilder in general, I don't know, man. I really like Barry DeMay's physique.
Yeah, Barry's good. Barry's very good.
Mate, Barry DeMay.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
If only we was like 6'2". I mean, you can get there, Jermaine.
Yeah, I could get. Well, I don't have the.
Yeah, but like, he did have a perfect body though. Like
It was. Yeah.
Like
him and oh shit, the South African guy with the delts. He went to Vince McMahon's thing and won that. What was his name? Oh shit. He'll come to me, Karen.
Who else do I think? Maybe I really like. I don't think he's actually that underrated though, but I do really like Francis Benfato.
Yeah, bro.
That's up there for me.
I don't think he's underrated.
I don't think so either.
Benfato is again another idea of physical perfection in my eyes.
Yeah,
certainly.
He's up there.
That was always the goal.
Oh, do you know what I want to go in history? I will go to the 1993 Ironman with Marcus Rule. Just see him walk out on stage. 2003. So walk out on stage, saucy as fuck. Just him full blown Rammstein, just blasting in my eardrums. Just him sticking his tongue out and hitting the most mustard. I want to see that in person.
Yeah, I'd like to go back. If I could go back, I'd like to be in like, when the Guns N' Roses were in their prime.
Yeah, man.
That's a good one.
It's a Motley Crue concert. Yeah.
Like seeing a Motley Crue concert.
Yeah.
Like imagine going and being in there when they're in their prime.
Yeah. Imagine being in the band. Imagine
like,
that. Imagine being in the band.
And being in the band. Being in a band back in the day. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Well,
for me, it'd work. I'd just be in the Jacksons, wouldn't I? I'd be in the Jackson. I've got like the afro. I can pull that off.
Yeah, you got the Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah, I can do that.
What, you want to be one of the Jackson 5?
Yeah, why not? Why the fuck not?
Gary Stridham was the who.
Gary Stridham. That's a good one.
Experiencing epic music from real musicians. Not shit,
Oh, I know who I'd want to see live. I would have liked to see him before he passed away, Jeff Buckley.
Mate, what a phenomenal,
unbelievable voice.
Incredible.
Well, the greatest voices of all time.
His version of Hallelujah is one of the most remarkable pieces ever written.
Yeah.
Perfect. Incredible.
It's the best one. It's the best one.
Certainly.
Yeah. That would be one of my things.
Yeah, bro. Definitely.
I can go back.
I'd be there, man. Fuck yeah, that'd be epic.
We're just there, sat in the back.
I was like, what?
And a bear,
A bear, like.
You and the bear have made up now.
Massive.
The bear's just crying his eyes out listening to Jeff Buckley. Yeah. I'm still in my ghillie suit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I wonder what it'd be like going back and seeing Elvis for the first time.
Wow, that's a good one.
Imagine that. Like, not for like, don't get me wrong.
Seeing him for the first time ever doing his little shake.
Progressive style of music.
Yeah.
Sinatra.
Yeah.
Sinatra.
Stylish motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Classy motherfucker.
Just him on Christmas. Seeing him on Christmas.
Mate.
That would hit different. That would hit different. That would be a special.
Look at him now. Frank, do you want to come back to mine?
I've got Snickers. I bet you've never had one of those.
I bet you've never been with a man who's fought a bear.
Daft. I'm trying to think who else is an unbelievable singer.
Mate, there's so many.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, man. Maybe it's like I like Alice in Chains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe seeing them live before.
Mate, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood.
Yeah, man. So many good bands. Just
incredible.
It shows you how dangerous creativity can be as well. So
that's the thing.
Scary shit.
Right, where are we going with this podcast from here? Holy
Fuck
shit.
knows.
I'm a guest. I don't give a fuck. I just see what
I
happens.
got time for one more topic. So.
Okay.
Jermaine, it's your turn.
It's what?
It's your turn.
It's my what?
Turn.
Oh, for a topic. I didn't put any fucking questions out. 1 second.
Well, what do you want to know, bro?
What do I want to
know, bro?
Hello, mate.
Right,
You're all right, mate? What do you want to know? You can. Right.
What's going on there, mate?
Fucking Paul Hogan, mate. Crocodile Dundee.
Australia.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
You and your fucking knife.
I forgot to mention that I would be Australian.
Do you know? I'll put it in the Joe. I'll put it in the group chat with Caitlin and Sav. Caitlin, Sav, we're live on air right now. Do you want to provide myself
question? Jesus Christ.
And Josh and Joe with a question, please? Thank you.
Fucking hell.
See if they come back. I don't think they will.
Scaring us.
Okay, that is a question. Not to end it on a negative note, but I do feel like we need to address it because it's been a while.
Go.
Josh, what are your thoughts on the current lockdown situation?
No, bro.
What are my thoughts on the lockdown? Well, personally, I think it's actually a very good question. Because I just, they are the circumstances that they are.
Yeah.
And all I can control is myself and my reaction, how I react to the situation. We have to think, all right, there's a trigger and a reaction. Like how you react to anything is completely down to you. Between the trigger and a reaction, there's a space. If you can control that space and decide how you react and what perspective you're going to look at it with, then you are in control of yourself and you get to be happier, or more miserable. It's like, oh, it's lockdown. Oh, wow, really? Okay. Like, can you change it? No. Right. Then acknowledge it, put it to the back of your brain because you can't control it. What can you do? Oh, I can't train. All right, you can't train. Well, do some body weight exercises, but find other shit to put your time into.
Try new things. To ask you, Josh. Carry on.
Go outside of your natural environment and find new things. Be imaginative, be creative, approach life with a childlike outlook, with curiosity. Like, right, I can't do the gym right now, so I wonder if I can, I don't know, if I can cook. I wonder if I can fucking play an instrument. I wonder if I can learn to dance, I wonder if I can learn a new language. I wonder if I can learn something from reading this book. I wonder if I can go for a 5K run. I wonder if I can walk up that mountain. If you, given, the circumstances, you're allowed to go outdoors and do some epic shit, like, you know, sitting in a restaurant isn't fun. Going for a hike and experiencing nature and being open to that concept is fun. Like, you don't have to have those comfortable things. Like, you can go outside of your comfort zone and find epic shit to do. Yeah. Just got to be open to it. You got to be open-minded enough to invite new ideas to you, whilst understanding you don't have to destroy who you are and go against what you do currently do, but you can add things to your fucking arsenal of things you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Just because you go for a run doesn't mean you're not into bodybuilding anymore, but maybe just because of the circumstances, you couldn't do that. So you put it to a fucking side for a minute instead of whinging. If you can still do and you still do, perfect. But if you're whinging, try something else because you're clearly not passionate enough about it to keep on going. If you're moaning, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? If you can control.
That is my biggest pet peeve, I think, with anyone on this planet, is when people complain about something that's within their power to do something about, and they refuse to do anything except complain.
And I understand that people are frustrated and pissed off. Everyone is like, but you just got to find other things to do. You got to figure your own shit out. If you can't sit in a room on your own without your phone, for example, or without something to do, you've got things you need to deal with because you should be able to. I can sit on a sofa for an hour and just chill in my own company. And that's That's not me wasting an hour. I don't have to be doing something. It's me fucking chilling. Most people can't even do those simple things. They need distractions. Most people think they're happy, but they're not. Do you know when you know you're happy? When you are sitting in a room and you can just sit and not worry and chill. That's when you know you're happy. When you're in a room, you're moaning about the things you haven't got, then you're distracted from some area of your life that you're not happy with. You got to address this shit so you can be happy and change your perspective. You know what I mean? It's like looking at things with a negative perspective is so silly.
It's not going to bring a positive outcome either way. So
no, it's just going to make you miserable. It's just so silly. And I know some people say, oh, it's easier said than done. And it is things like depression and anxiety. And I've been there and I've experienced them. However, you've got to push through that discomfort and you've got to be willing to better yourself. Last year, the whole year, I swear, from the moment lockdown started until September, October, I was depressed, man. I was well and truly depressed, in the darkest place I've ever been in my existence. But, you know, I had help from people. I opened up to people. I made myself vulnerable so that I could get help, so I could have other people help me when I was in that dark place, you know what I mean? But then I started changing my perspective and started looking at things from a more positive angle at certain areas of my life, do you know what I mean? And then I turned to kind of figuring out who the fuck I am, because that's a journey that you're always on. So when you start to go on a journey of self-discovery, every day you're in control of how much progress you make, because it's down to you to work on you and give yourself time and figure your shit out, you know what I mean? Entertain yourself by figuring out yourself. You know, it's very important, I feel, for a lot of people to do this, because once you've figured that out, you can be happy all the time, you know, because you master who you are and you master how you react to things, you master how you look at things. And as long as you can change that whenever, if you're in control of that, you don't need to change it, because you're already approaching every situation with a positive outlook, because that's how it needs to be, you know? Sure. I think it's very important to do this in these times we're in. I think it's the perfect opportunity to do so, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah. And also, I want to say, like, it's okay as well to postpone how much you want to know about yourself, because it can detract big time from certain goals that you have in mind.
So. Look, if you are on a journey and you're achieving shit and you're powering through, that is a journey of self-discovery, because you're pursuing something. But if you're stagnant and you're not moving and you're truly not happy, then I feel it's something that you should do.
Yeah.
And working on yourself, it doesn't mean sitting in your room going, which works, is very good. Meditation is extremely beneficial to lead a positive life, in my opinion. However, you don't have to do that. You can go and try something new. That is working on yourself. It's trying something different to see if it suits who you are. Instead of assuming it won't, be open to the idea that it may.
Even like the smallest thing of, I'm going to try this food today.
Everything.
Oh, it's true. It's everything.
Anything that you say no to, go against yourself and see what happens. Mm-hmm. See what happens. Unless
even a cheeky finger up the bum.
even if though, you know, if you've already had the experience and it wasn't a positive one, you didn't enjoy it, great. That's fine. But if you haven't, go out your way and try it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like, but I don't like, nah, it's not for me. Have you ever tried it? Nah, but I just know, I look at it and you haven't tried it. Give it a go.
Yeah.
An opportunity. There's potential that could make you happier than something else, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Here's a nice positive way to finish it off.
Yes.
If you could give, I always say this way because I relate and get a lot of, I don't want to say inspiration, but brings it back and hits home nicely, is a good story of somebody else. So I don't know if you're into games, if you're a big movie guy or a big reader or whatever, if you could tell us and tell the listeners, the same goes for you, Jermaine, like a good thing to go and invest your time in, and maybe you'll get something positive out of it, what would that be?
Jermaine, you go first.
I've got a prime example, actually, because one of the ways that I'm... this has come about literally today. One of the ways I'm trying to stay connected with a lot of my friends back home, bearing in mind a lot of my friendship, most of my friendship group is not at all like me in any way, shape, or form. They comprise pretty much of all geeks and nerds. They've basically set up a D&D, a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So I'm going to be fucking trying Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. So that's something that I'm doing as a way to stay connected with people. Fuck knows how that's going to go, but yeah, that's something I'm doing.
Cool.
So one thing that I would say you'd get the most return out of if you invest in it is your relationships with your family and your friends. That's the one area of your life where if you invest more than you ever have before, you will receive more happiness than you've ever received.
That ties in very nicely with what I just said. Yeah,
certainly, 100%. And finding common, it's like we have nothing in common. Find common ground. Find common ground with people. I feel like mending relationships that are broken is crucial to happiness. You do not want bad blood with anyone. There's no need for it.
You can't build it. You can't build a house with cracked foundations.
Exactly, man. I feel mending relationships, but she did this. Well, fuck that. Pull in the past. Stop living in the past. She did that. Well, have a word with her and just build a better relationship than you had before.
Yeah.
Don't destroy a relationship because of one thing. You know what I mean? There's some things that maybe they're inexcusable and people won't forgive because you need boundaries. You can't be a fucking pushover, No, everyone needs an element of cunt to them because otherwise you get stepped on, It's not be nice to everyone regardless. No. Be overly nice to the people that deserve it. And to the other people, just don't acknowledge them.
Yeah. Because
you have to understand that not everyone is for you.
Have your circle. You
have to have your circle, but invest in your circle. If you don't have a family, I'm very sorry to hear that. That's very sad. However, you can make a family with your social circle, expand your social circle. If you're in a dark place, find people who you can confide in, because building relationships is going to make you happy and it's going to help pull you out of that dark place. We are social, we're social creatures, and the relationship you have in your life, the more quality, true, real, loving, caring, honest relationships you can create in your life, the happier you will become. But you have to have your boundaries. And then anyone that doesn't serve you positively, anyone that takes anything negative off you, you're not being a cunt by telling them to fuck off. You're being selfish in a very positive way. Your peace and happiness is more important than that person's perception of you. You know what I mean? If you're doing something that's right for you because it makes you happier and a better person, then you have to make the right choice. You shouldn't stay in situations and around people, in relationships, in friendships that cause you any kind of negative emotion. That's not what it's about. You're gonna clash, but it's about then discussing and understanding. You have to be an understanding human being to have positive relationships. If you're stubborn and judgmental, it's not going to work because you're always going to have your opinion. You're entitled to it, but you don't have to voice it. You just understand that is them and you are you. You can't push all your biases on other people. You know what I mean? But if you don't,
amen to that.
But if you don't agree with something, just don't engage with it. Don't say you don't like it. Just, that's fine. You already know that. Don't look at it. Exactly, man. Less hate is the key to happiness. Like that. Yeah.
Josh, you fucking done it again. I'm gonna leave it on one question. Something that Savannah asked in the group chat.
Christ.
And she's now backtracking, saying, no, don't do it, Jermaine, after she's written it. So she's asking Joe specifically, Joe, what flavor shower gel?
Wait, no. Wait a minute. This is in response to my question. Now, the last time we had you on, when we asked you about the 3-course meal, what would you have before you went to the electric chair? Your dessert was a nice bit of ass, right?
Yeah.
So she was like, "What shower gel is she using for?" You gotta make this quick because my salmon's getting cold. So,
all right.
Any man,
or any man. Oh, it's not a woman at all.
You go with that natural sauce. Is it the mint one?
Natural flavor is fine. Or any flavor shower gel, I'm good.
Fucking ace.
All
right.
Double cream. There you go.
Fuck, Josh, thank you for coming on. This has been a phenomenal start to the year.
Also, I'm starting a podcast as well.
Yes.
So here's some epic shit. It's called Zen as Fuck Podcast.
Love it.
Yes. Put it in the description.
We will do. Yeah, just send me the link and I'll put in the
fuck yes.
That's fucking great. Yeah, well in.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. We'll have you on again, no doubt, shortly. Not in another fucking year, like we have done just now.
As and when you guys wish.
Yeah, we need you on a bit more frequently because I think, especially right now in the world, people need to hear you a bit more. So thank you for coming on again.
You're very welcome.
Guys, we are back in 2021. This is our first episode. Expect more in the next few weeks. We've got some fun stuff lined up for you guys in terms of listening material. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for listening. Bye-bye.